Everybody, this is Asir Bayasunyade making a video for all of you guys. This video is called the letter of the year, to talk about the letter of the year and explaining what the letter of the year is. So first of all, happy 2018 to everybody that watches me and everybody out there. The mental concept of 2018, because time is clearly a made-up human concept that we adhere ourselves by, and we rotate the years and we call them by different numbers, etc. So at the beginning of every year, they do what is called the reading of the year in certain parts of Cuba, etc., etc., and this is usually done by the Babalaos and whatnot. Now, many years ago, the letter of the year will be always brought out in order for the world. It will be one letter of the year for the entire world. As time has passed, obviously now there's a lot more mixture, there's a lot more things going on, and there's multiple letters of the years being taken out in different places, etc., etc. And then there's taboos or debates about whether you follow the letter of the year from this side of Cuba or from the other side of Cuba or whatever, etc., etc. Okay. You guys, the letter of the year has always been taken out, and that is a guidance for Aleyos and Aborishas. That is not supposed to be a precise guidance for Olochas and Iyalochas. We all follow the letter of the year, or most people tend to follow the letter of the year to some extent or to some degree, or one or another version of a letter of the year, whatever they follow, whatever tradition they follow, or whatever side that they're picking. The letter of the year is usually a guidance to people who don't have odus of themselves. So for non-initiates that don't have a precise odu that they guide their life by. There are certain priests and priestesses. Like, for example, what I meant by that, the odu is like who you are a child of. When you are initiated, you have your odus that are for life. Those are your odus for every year. The letter of the year is for people that are not initiated and don't have an odu to guide themselves by for that amount of time that we call a year. So, with all of that said, when we choose to follow a certain aspect or a certain tradition, if you follow the letter of the year, for example, for 2018, there were certain things that were said that needed to be done, and certain bosses that needed to be marked, and certain people are following. I decided I followed the one that my godfather sent me, and the letter was Osache, and I ended up doing the bowl to Urula that was marked, a basket with 16 fruits and other ingredients and other offerings, Urula, etc. My mom and I did that in bowl, etc., etc. Now, I have come to realize, and everybody notices now, that there is a lot of people that they do their own. So now Cuba has two letters of the year, and then Miami takes out the third letter of the year, and Tampa takes out the letter of the year, etc., etc. Because some people have come to now divide themselves into sections of where they live. And this boils down to individuals taking out their letter of the year, which is also what I adhere. Normally what I do is I take out the letter of the year for the house, for myself and as like the godchildren, all of the godchildren that are under me. And then if people want to do their own personal letter of the year, then this is done for them, etc., etc., as a reading for the year and whatnot. Now, the point of the letter of the year is for you to guide yourself, more or less, for you to become, for that span of time, for you to be able to guide yourself with something that you can say, throughout this amount of time, I have to have this attitude, this mentality, I have to be on guard for all of this. That is mainly, again, for people who are non-initiates, who have no specific odum of their life that they, because when you initiate, when you crown, when you become a Babalocha, you, in your ita are your letters and your things that are marked for the rest of your life. The things that are marked for the rest of your life are signs that you go by year. It's not a sign that you go by from one minute to another or from one time frame to another frame. It's a lifetime thing and a lifetime repetitive commitment to that one particular sign. So a person who is not initiated, who is not crowned, who has no understanding of what their energy is the one that will be guided year by year, depending on what the letter of the year says, and take that into consideration and consider what to do, and we'll do mark them balls, and we'll go and we'll get reread, etc., depending on the time frame of the year, the one is specifically living at that point. However, when you have Ita done, that is for your lifelong thing. So every year you follow the same odus. You have, when you crown, you have, this is interesting because I was speaking about this with my brother the other day when he came, that we spoke about letters of the year, and he said, you have 9 or 10 specific odus when you crown, depending on who you get crowned to. When your ita is done, you have Leguas ita, you have Obatalas ita, you have Changos ita, you have Yumayas, you have Ochuns, you have Umevers. You have about 9 or 10 itases that are lifelong itases, that are year to year based form itases, that are odus that don't change from year to year. So whether you choose to do a personal reading of the year, which is what a lot of people do, the point of that again is for guidance. And bosses that are marked in the year and the reading of the year are supposed to be done within the first month, within the first 15 days, or within the first month, so that is the beginning of the year. After that, the year has already started. Once you hit February, the year has already started. The year's already going. So normally people say that by the 15th, which is the middle of the month, or towards the end of the month, by then any bosses that are marked at the beginning of the month reading need to be done, etc. And for the rest of the year, you would adhere to the bosses, and you would adhere to the teachings and the mental attitude, etc., of the Odu that opened up for you in that reading. So the point being, guys, that guiding yourself by the letter of the year is simply a notion for people who are non-initiates, and for the initiates it is a added layer to what they should have already been following. So some people make a big deal, and they, again, it's just human beings like to argue, it seems, and human beings want to give their opinions and all that stuff, which is exactly what I'm doing at this point here. But the letter of the year, when you are already crowned, the letter of the year should just be a simple layer above all the other letters that should be predominant throughout that entire year for you. For the non-initiate, for the Aborisha, and for the Aleyos, the letter of the year, or your personal letter that your godfather, your godmother has pulled for you, that letter for that year should be the primary letter that you are following for that span of time that you consider a year, for those 12 months. So I hope I was semi-clear or clear, etc., on this different topics, etc. And again, it's not an argument, it's not anything. It's just a simple understanding of, or different view, or whatever. The letter of the year is a guidance, again, for non-initiates to follow. Iyalochas and Babalochas follow it as an extra layer to what they should already be following, which is their Ita-based letters, and living and understanding and trying to comprehend their personal letters for every year, not arguing over the one that is for that span of time, for people that don't have a letter for them to already follow. They don't have an Odun for them to already follow. But either way, these are just some comments or some whatevers, some reviews or some views or whatever of myself, spiritual views of the letter of the year, the concept of the letter of the year. Let's understand again that the concept of the time span of what a year is made up by us. So you may do a reading in the in March for another year. So from that March to the next March, that will be another year. So it depends also what you're considering your year span, etc., etc. But anyways, yeah, those are the views. So anyways, I hope you guys have any revelations with what I'm saying and some form of understanding of the differences between people and whatnot, and letters and things, or old dooms and things. Leave your comments, please, and send me any messages, and we will be in touch at some point. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Thank you guys. Ache, 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 do.